Well, developing overnight in Montgomery County, several school buses caught on fire. It happened at a bus parking lot in Rockville, and that's where we find our Alexander Lamone joining us now live with the very latest. And Alex, it might be too early to tell now, but have you been able to talk to officials about whether surveillance cameras might have captured anything go down after midnight? We've been hearing from plenty of lawmakers this morning from both sides of the aisle. How could someone, in this case a patient, manage to steal an ambulance?
So I just talked to an officer on the scene here. I'm on the other side of Bob Barnard on Allentown Road.
Debate moderators in their sights. Fox 5's Annie Yu joins us now with more. Annie, what happened last night? Good morning.
A lot happened last night, and a lot of people still talking about this morning.
Welcome back. We have some breaking news coming into the newsroom right now. Let's take a live look at Skyfox live over Woodson High School. This is in Fairfax County, right off of Main Street there in Fairfax, Woodson High School. Hillary Clinton, she'll be stumping in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Cleveland, Ohio today for a Get Out the Vote concert featuring rapper Jay-Z.
Well, this morning I can tell you that the driver is in police custody. No word on any charges at the moment. But this was initially a hit and run. The driver hit the young child. He left the scene. This all happened late last night around 8:30.
Watch out, Holly. All right, no, this is a great event, guys. This is the second time that Kyle Sefcik, owner of MMA and Sport, has hosted something like this. This is not only a celebration of fitness, but also empowerment. That's why it's called Girl Power. It's celebrating women, 500 women strong coming out here. A lot of you are asking, when can I come? Well, the garage opens at 10:30. So get here by 10:30, plan ahead. They have spaces for you. It's complimentary parking right now as we get through the grand opening festivities. And then you've got a lot to take in, okay? Including a new restaurant called Fish. Let me bring you in here. We've got celebrity chef Jose Andres joining us now. Good morning to you. I know this is super early.
No, it's good.
But it's so exciting, right? Thank you so much, Holly. Thank you, Senator. Well, coming up, Metro making changes to fares, service, and hours that could cause some major confusion next week. We're going to break it all down for you coming up next. We did get a briefing from Prince George's County Fire and EMS, Mark Brady, as well as the Chief Ben Barksdale, and they told us basically a timeline of events that just around 9:15 they received 911 calls, multiple 911 calls from people in the area reporting a plane crash. And I'm going to step out of the way. This wooded area right here, Max, straight ahead, beyond the tree line where you see all the power lines, that is where the plane crash occurred. It's 4700 block of Wood Elves Way, but it happened right between two cul-de-sacs. Thank goodness.
Anytime you can put those down without serious injury, that's a good thing. Even
oh my gosh,
probably
scary.
not the way you wanted to end it, but.
Man, all right, 7:09 is your time. Coming up after the break, we're going to head to South Florida where several wildfires are still burning across the state, destroying homes there, as well as putting people in the path of destruction.
Metro's GM, Paul Wiedefeld, came out with this plan, and it's a very comprehensive plan, and it basically outlines how he plans or how he wants to make Metro more reliable, much safer, and it also addresses the long-time funding issues of this transit agency.
A rough wedding night.
I was like the first one out there to catch that.
Were you?
And have you ever caught one?
Were you really?
Yes.
Did you catch it ever?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Well,
And I also injured some others along the way.
Obviously it worked.
Yeah. Next up, like it.
So far, so good for DC sports teams.
Yes, don't ruin it.
One more win for the
Gotta
Caps.
keep it going.
And hopefully the Wizards get the win tonight.
But, you know, I have to be honest, I'm not feeling the love and the energy across the D.C. region.
I think that's going to expand a little more as they get
Further in.
Because, you know, they've been here before, both
Right,
these teams.
but we should still be there. We are the cheerleaders for our teams.
I'll tell you what, I was at the Caps game last night.
Yeah?
Packed. So
Oh, yeah,
there
Caps
was
games are always...
Tons of love.
I love watching hockey games. Okay, this is not such a pretty sight out there. What are we
No,
looking
it's
at? Some gray skies.
You're
I do
looking
see
at-
the little horizon.
Yeah, we're looking at blah.
We got to do it professionally because we're tossing out to the diva herself, Annie, who's in Fairfax, who has been having too much fun. I got to tell you, Annie,
smiling.
your attitude today has been phenomenal. You are making the most of what could be a horrible situation. So we thank you for bringing just a breath of fresh air to this coverage all day long. And she didn't hear a word.
Every time the snow hits it. Ladies, it is a mess out here, and in the last hour or so, we have not seen, I mentioned this in my last hit, we haven't seen many cars, so that's good. People are listening, and they're staying home, and they're enjoying their families and the food and everything. So keep marinating at home where it's nice and safe, but the Exxon here along Route 50 remains open. This guy has plowed his lot, I'm telling you, like 50 times today. He's got the best lot in town, but people have been coming here to gas up, like their snow blowers and the snow plowers and things like that. So I've always wanted to do this. I haven't done this since I was a kid, like since I was probably 8 years old, because I wasn't very adventurous. But you know what? What the hey? We're gonna do it. I'm gonna listen to what you guys are asking for, and everyone's been asking me to do a snow angel. So here we go. Mike said, "Be careful, Annie." Right? Okay. Whoa! My gosh, this is deep. Look at this. This is deep, people.
Oh boy.
All right, hold on. Hold on.
Be
Oh,
careful,
goodness.
Annie.
I'm able to find you when
Mike,
you're
I may
done?
have to put this down. Oh gosh.
Oh, wait a minute.
I know.
Where are you going? Don't go
Oh,
to
I
the
know.
road.
Poor girl. Oh no. Oh no.
Don't shoot my vest.
Anchor down.
Okay.
Anchor
Here we
down.
go. Go, Annie.
Oh, good.
Yay!
Bravo. Bravo.
To be a kid again. Okay, now
Wonderful.
that's
Now,
right.
can she get back up? Uh-oh.
Good. Okay.
Annie, you're a trooper. Thank
My
you.
snow angel needs a little work.
No,
All
it's
right.
beautiful.
Take a picture of it when it's perfection,
Right.
and we'll okay.
But she'll be fine.
We'll retweet it.
It's cardio.
All right.
No cardio.
Bye.
Thank you, Annie. Okay.
We're here because Montgomery County Police needs the public's help in identifying a small child that was found walking alone this morning around 1:45 a.m. He was walking along Westlake Drive, that's near Montgomery Mall, to give you a bigger landmark. As a Capitol Hill insider, what's the buzz on the Hill among lawmakers? Are they discouraged, optimistic? What's the buzz?
Hey, good morning.
Aaron. Hey, good morning, everybody. That's right. We have some super special people with us, members from the Waldorf Volunteer Fire Department, established in 1949, 350 firefighters strong. We have one of them joining us, Bonnie Snyder, of course, all of them behind us as well.
Get up, get on up,
Get up. Hey, guys.
Hey, girl.
Welcome back, everybody. So we are discussing how to showcase your best self.
Yeah, I'm really
Is it
excited
to just
about
be
this.
yourself, maybe?
Well, you-
A lot going on. First up, let's talk about this breaking news out of Orlando, Florida this morning. Several people have been killed in a shooting in what's described as an industrial area. Chain restaurants are starting to expand their delivery services as well to stay competitive. I don't know what kind of millennials are talking to. I always eat out. I support all of them.
Gotta do your part.
Yes. Although dozens of women have accused him of doping and assaulting them, a judge has determined that only 2 of those women will be allowed to testify. And joining us now to take a closer look at how this trial may shape up is criminal defense attorney and legal commentator A. Scott Bolden. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So despite the number of compelling accounts that we've received from the other accusers, today's focus will be on Andrea Constant and the other victim and those 2 testimonies alone. Does that help him in this trial?
I gotta tell you, Steve, what is up with this? They're nuts. From Pittsburgh, driving without windows.
I have to admit, I have an artificial tree. And it's because I live in a
Don't feel
bubble.
bad about that, Annie.
I don't want to fire. I don't want to take care of it. It's a headache.
Yeah.
So no one knows the difference. And ours it's kind of tacky, but the artificial pine cones on it too. Guy, he's a diehard Browns fan. Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with Johnny Manziel having a good time with his friends. He's human. He's allowed to do that. He was on a bye week. But I do see issue with him lying and then getting other people involved.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. And
it's
obviously
very
it
juvenile
backfired.
behavior.
Very much so.
Annie's been up there for 3 days now. She joins us now with the very latest. Annie?
Hey, good morning to all of you. You know, we've had a lot of developments in this case over the past few days here. We understand that the chief prosecutor, Marilyn Mosby, is going to be addressing the media in just a few moments right here across the street at the War Memorial. Just to kind of give you some perspective, we're in front of the City Hall location. Behind me, you can see that the presence has really picked up. We've been out here since the 4 o'clock morning. Before, we didn't really see much of a presence, but now you can see that police have geared up in their riot gear and are lined across this intersection. As you mentioned, many hit the streets yesterday as well. Overall, it was relatively quiet and peaceful, and that's the message that leaders are really sending out to people, is that, you know, we want to keep this peaceful. We do know that they made a few arrests after a few scuffles. One man was detained when he walked up to the police line and began yelling at officers for several minutes, but nothing major out of it. As people continue to demand for answers, we have new details to this already sort of confusing picture of what happened on April 12th, the day Freddie Gray Gray was arrested. Police say that we now know the van transporting Gray made an additional stop that was previously unknown. That means now a total of 4 stops were made before arriving to the police station, and we understand it was about a 40-minute ride. Police did not reveal, however, why they did not know about this stop before. They say it was discovered through private cameras and CCTV cameras. Obviously, this raises a lot more questions, including whether the driver of the van tried to conceal the second stop for some reason. What we do know for sure here is that the van arrived at the police station. EMS was called to transport Gray to the hospital, where sadly he died a week later with spinal injuries. We don't know yet what caused those injuries to his spine. The police department has officially wrapped up its investigation, and they've handed the evidence and everything to the state's attorney, and so hopefully we will learn more during this press conference here. But ultimately, the fate of those 6 officers involved are in the hands of Marilyn Mosby. It's a big decision. The world is watching, and she's 35, been in the position for 4 months now. She's received some criticism, but we know that there's the big background to her, and I encourage you to log on to our website, myfoxdc.com, to learn more about who Marilyn Mosby is. Meantime, the curfew will go into effect at 10 p.m. tonight, and it's lifted at 5 a.m. That will go on for several days. Live in Baltimore, Annie Yu, Fox 5 Local News. All right, Paul Wagner, thank you so much. And I know you'll stay on top of this. Be sure to check our website, Fox 5 DC, as well as our Twitter at Fox 5 News DC for the very latest. Again, 9:40 this morning, just about an hour ago, a fire broke out in the chemistry lab at Woodson High School there on Main Street in Fairfax. And as a result, 6 people suffering burns. We don't know how severe the teacher's injuries are, but we understand that teacher is on scene at the school. 2 have life-threatening injuries. They have been flown to a nearby burn center, and 3 remain in serious conditions. Certainly, we are hoping for the best here in all situations. Meantime, the school has been evacuated. That is the very latest. Again, be sure to check our website, Fox 5 DC, for updates throughout the day. We'll bring you the very latest with team coverage at 5 o'clock tonight.
Annie, how's your morning been?
Just dreamy out here. I love it. No, really, this is a big problem. And I really thought that, maybe people were exaggerating on these posts. But being out here firsthand all morning long, we have seen dozens of rats. Small, big, skinny, fat, you name it, we have seen them, dozens of them scurrying around. And it's really quite sad because it's right here in DuPont Circle. It's become this explosion of a problem here, many people tell us. And it's sad because people like to come here, they like to sit and read a book, they like to people watch, have lunch. It's supposed to be a jewel in the city, and now it's become overtaken by these rats. We actually shot some video this morning that I want you to look at of rats. When we arrived here around 4 o'clock, they were partying it up, running around, jumping. It almost seemed like at one point I saw 3 of them scurry across, and they looked like they were doing relay races. I mean, they're hanging out here, and so people are grossed out about it. Again, rats of all sizes. And so it's so bad, as you mentioned, Al, that it's creating a lot of buzz online among Yelp users. Someone was so grossed out enough to start this blog post, and they called it DuPont Circle Rat Sanctuary. And if you look, there's people complaining, there's people joking about the rat infestation, but all jokes aside, dozens of these rats hanging out is a health hazard. So what's being done? Well, first off, I just want to point out back out here live, if you look at the park, there's a lot of trash on the ground, and the cans are overflowing with trash. And so maybe cleanup would be the first step, because we know that rodents don't go wherever the wind blows. They have a motive. They're looking for food and they're looking for shelter. And also, we reached out to the National Park Service yesterday, and they told us that they are actually announcing a formal partnership with the DC Health Department, and they're making it easier for people to report the rat sightings. They can call 311, and they're going to send a crew out to sort of treat the area, hoping to decrease the rat population. Back to you.